It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, welcome into What's Burning right here on Lake TV. KB with you again for another great season. I think it's a great season, a great week, a great month, a great year, and a great season. Of course, with some great guests for this particular show. They include the one and only Professor Jim Paisley, TrueHistoryProfessor.com if you want to check him out online. We're going to be talking a little bit about the power that is available to the U.S. government, where it started, where it is now. We'll also take another opportunity to check in with our good friend, Mr. Tom Abbott with Iron Eagle Tactical. We're going to be out at the pistol range and learning more about being a responsible gun owner. We had a great opportunity to hang out with my good friend, Mr. Bill Mulder, out there at Wilmore Lodge and around the Ammer and Huey property. We've got some great pictures for you. And don't forget, it's our furry friends, Poinsettia and Jack Frost, back in the cat room at Ozarks Cat and Canine. Thanks to all of our sponsors, SRG Financial Advisors, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, and our veterinary at the lake. Back with more. It is What's Burning right here. Strap yourselves in on Lake TV.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Join Lake TV for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the Lake area's only local TV talk show focused on the Lake area. Local stories, local sports, and local events. Have a cup of coffee with Will and Chris weekdays at 8, 1, and 8 on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
A move to your dream home should be exciting, not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burning right here on Lake TV. KB with you, along with my good friend, the master of history disaster, the TrueHistoryProfessor.com. Check him out on Key Radio with his podcast as well at True History Professor. The one, the only, Professor Jim Paisley.
Hi,
What's
buddy.
going on? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Great to see you too, man.
Yeah.
You know, here in the last week or so, couple of weeks, we've had a little reverberation from Article 5 Convention
Yes.
of States.
Yes.
And we know that a couple of states here, most recently Wisconsin, and what was the other
Nebraska.
state? Nebraska jumping on board as well. And we need we're at the halfway point there.
Yeah, yeah, and you know it's kind of interesting. This Article 5, it gives the states the ability to actually change the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
They can have what they call a convention of states. It takes 3/4 of them. So there's been rumblings to that effect. Evidently, I don't know. It seems like some people are not real happy with the way the federal government's going right now.
Imagine that.
I know.
Imagine that. So we wanted to kind of fine-tune things a little bit and put things in perspective for people to realize and understand what's going on here. So you have prepared a presentation for us this particular day to talk about what?
Well, what I thought was important is what exactly is the power of the federal government?
Mm-hmm.
Because boy, have we gone off the rails here. Everybody's like, can they do that? You know, with mask mandates and immigration and crime and everything else, everybody's scratching their heads. Now, this is going to be kind of a shocker to everybody, but when they originally drafted up the Constitution and they made this thing roll out, they had Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, which basically says, here's what you guys can do, what the feds can do. And everybody thinks, you know, think about it. Today they're involved in our classrooms, they're involved in mandates at the different businesses, they're involved in energy, all these things. Well, none of that's in the Constitution. When they drafted this thing up, there's only 33 things that the federal government is authorized to do. But last time I checked, they're doing a few more things than just the 33 that were originally laid out for them. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to try and explain to people what is it that the government really can and can't do, the federal government. And, you know, they started out, they had a big problem in that they didn't have any money. So they did get the power to lay and collect taxes. Now, what was fascinating is before 1789, that they didn't have any power to collect taxes. So basically what they had to do is go to the states and say, please, sir, just a bit more, right? You know, the states could voluntarily give them money, but they didn't have to. The feds could come to them and say, you know, we think you ought to give us this much, and they go, no, not going to do it. Wouldn't that be great today? Just say, no, we're not participating, all right? They also gave them the authority to borrow money, but since they didn't have any credit, they couldn't get anything. So bottom line is they were in a world of hurt until they could pass this ability to tax people. They had no power.
You saying something like champagne on a beer budget?
It's kind of like the cars you and I had that we borrowed a loan on, you know, and they're like, no, that's not going to happen, dude. Yeah, I know you'd like to have that Mustang, but I'm thinking maybe the old Toyota is what you're going to get. You know.
And that's what I got.
Yeah, exactly. Then, you know, they had, prior to this, on trade, they could just, basically each state could do whatever they wanted. They could trade with any country they wanted to and trade from one state to the next. Well, they said federal government probably needs to be involved in the trade from one state to the next because, you know, a price of something in this state versus a price in that state, plus they were printing their own money. They said, well, wait a minute, that's not going to work, so we need to figure out a way to coin money. Because it used to be I could pay you with Massachusetts dollars when you lived in Pennsylvania. But guess what? It took like 5 of my dollars to make 1 of yours. So it was a real mess, you know. And then when you went to pay a debt off, well, I'll pay you in Massachusetts dollars. No, I don't think so, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that was a problem. So they started running down this list of things, what they could and couldn't do, all right? And, you know, they had things like, you know, we need to have a strong central government so that we can defend ourselves. So they could declare war and they could pull an army together and those sort of things, which made sense. But there is one thing that just upset the whole apple cart and got us to where we're at today. And what that was is there was something called the Necessary and Proper Clause. And they said that the federal government can make laws that they deem necessary and proper in order to carry out the 33 things they need to do. All right? So, you know, that's where it kind of jumped the tracks.
That's when you do something under the guise of safety
Yes.
to get something in place,
It's necessary and
which
proper.
gives you the opportunity to open the door just enough to stick your foot in there and eventually kick it wide open.
Exactly. And so then what happened is it was the interpretation of, is this necessary? Is it proper? And that's what we're seeing today. It's necessary and proper that we have mask mandates. It's necessary and proper that we on the issue of immigration that we take this stance. Well, again, education is a great example. There's nothing in the Constitution about education. Yet for some reason, they seem to think it's necessary and proper to come in here and tell us how we should run our schools and what the curriculum should be.
Is there anything in the Constitution about the ATF?
No.
Ike Skelton, Jim Skelton, if you're listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, when you start looking at it, what's amazing is they started listing things like when they first put this Constitution together, they said, here's the things that the federal government can do, and it's basically policies and procedures. They said, the Declaration of Independence did one thing, but then they said, we're going to have a government, so we need policies and procedures of here's how you do this stuff. But then they had to get it ratified by all the states, all right, 3/4 of the states. So what they did is they went to them, they said, here it is, and the states themselves started looking at it and they're saying, man, this is going to be crazy. You guys have a lot of power. And so they said, I don't see anything in here about freedom of religion. And they said, well, yeah, but it's like ragu. It's in there, And they said, well, the thing is, trust us. And they said, no, we're not going to approve this. So we're not going to be part of the United States. We'll just split off, rather, if you're not going to give us freedom of religion. And they said, well, if we add it, would you go ahead and sign? Yeah, I suppose. So, all right, fine, we'll add that one. Okay, an amendment, all right? They go to the next state, and the state said, we made all the arms during the Revolution. I don't see anything in here about, being able to keep our weapons. Oh, well, trust me, it's in there. No, another amendment. So all of these 10 amendments that they added were things that were restrictions on the federal government, okay? Because we don't trust them. So, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, a right to keep and bear arms, go right down to the search and seizure. Every one of those is a restriction on the federal government. We call it the Bill of Rights. Well, these aren't, they weren't written for our rights. They were to restrict the federal government. All right.
And how's that working?
Well, yeah, And so what was interesting about it is they finally went back and they said, all right, well, we got at least 10 things we're going to have to add to this thing. And when they did that, they said, well, where's the list end? What else are we going to add? So they finally did a 10th amendment and they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to say, if it's not in this Constitution, if it's not in those 33 things, then the state has jurisdiction.
Wow, and it just keeps getting deeper.
Yeah, and it just
really
kept
hasn't
getting deeper.
Seemed to slow them down a whole lot. Listen, Jim, as always, I appreciate your time, sir. And again, if you want to find out more about this gentleman, truehistoryprofessor.com. Check him out on Key Radio, the True History Professor program. And, of course, we've got him right here on Lake TV. He's a regular about once every month. We'd like to get you in here.
It's a pleasure to come in.
Turkey.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Professor Jim Paisley right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV. Back with more after this.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio. a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
All right, folks, we wrapped it up over there at the rifle range here at Ozark Outfitters. So we thought we'd bring Tom with Iron Eagle Tactical and the crew over here to the pistol range and learn a little bit more about handguns. And as always, Tom did not disappoint. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably at least 10. I brought my 9mm, and I'm sorry, probably closer to maybe 13.
We may have a baker's dozen here.
Yeah, at least. So we're going to talk a little bit about firearms in terms of pistols, handguns, and some things to keep in mind here as well.
Well, and again, the reason we have a plethora of firearms here is because each one has a different job or a different perspective, you know, and we have some that are just targeting pistols that I use for concealed carry training and just to get proficient. I'm an NRA pistol instructor and a range safety officer, so everything we do, you know, has to focus on. Usually I don't have this many firearms out at one time. So we're taking double steps here to make sure that everything is safe and unloaded, pointed down range, things like that, to the point that we're going to start with the 22 long rifle, which is a good basic as targeting pistol. It's easy to get the muscle memory, and pistol shooting is a lot about muscle memory, more so than shooting with a carbine or a rifle or something like that, where you have the ability to rest stuff. Muscle memory is important to the pistol aspect of it, because a lot of times you're in a concealed situation or an open carry situation, you know, you have to keep your eye on a target while drawing, while getting into a proper grip, stance, and sight alignment. And so this is just about repetition. I feel a little bit more comfortable here than I do on the rifle range, to be honest with you, from the simple fact that I've done a lot of classes, both taught and taken, where you shoot 500 rounds in a day, or 500 rounds in a 2-day period, 1,000 rounds in a 2-day period, and that's just a lot of repetition. It's just like anything. You got to master something. You got to put 10,000 hours into it. So it's like flying a plane, no matter what it is. You just got to put the time, effort, and energy into it. So what we're going to do with the pistol aspect of this is go over some of the calibers as we move along. I really like the range. Nice backstop here. It's good up to 50 yards. We got some hanging target gongs. We've got some steel targets. Got a few varmints running around out there that would, like a prairie dog out there. Poor prairie dog. It's going to get hit a lot of times today, I believe. This is a what they call an ISSC, made in Austria, similar to the Glock. It's patterned after the Glock patent. So it has the same features. It has the same grip angle, same look to it as your typical Glock pistols that most people, law enforcement, and most people can get into. It's called a polymer gun, but we wanted to use it in the 22 long rifle because it's a training pistol. We want to use it for grip, stance, and sight alignment are the 3 most important things that you really have to come up with when you're learning how to be proficient at a pistol. And that is your stance, and that is your grip, and then that is the sight alignment. To me, the grip is the most important part. It took me years to learn how to properly grip a pistol so that I could become proficient with it. Could I grab something and hit? The first pistol I ever bought, which is on this bench right now, I swear the sights were off. Everybody says, oh, the sights are off. I'm looking at it, I pull the trigger. It wasn't the sights, it was me. I wasn't holding the gun solid enough. Don't be afraid to squeeze it. They're not going to break. I'm going to load up a couple of rounds in this 10-round magazine here for this 22 long rifle. And we'll see what we can hit. I'm going to reach out there a little bit. So again, it's grip, stance, and sight alignment. I use either a weaver stance, which is your right leg, if you're right-handed. Now in your situation where you're left-handed, you're going to be just the opposite.
Okay.
That's a defensive stance. So whenever you come up like this, you're not straight like this all the time, and your body's not rigid because you are going to have some blowback. So you want to kind of crunch your legs a little bit. You don't want to extend your arms all the way out. Give them a little bit of a recoil. And just step about a half step back with my right foot. In your situation, it'd be left foot.
Right.
All right, we're going to insert the magazine. I'm going to load around into the chamber. Safety is right here. I'll flip it off in a minute, but I'm going to concentrate on the grip.
Yeah.
So the main thing with the grip is get it high up on this dovetail where the meaty portion of your thumb and your forefinger come together. Put your grip, your fingers in the grip well.
Right.
This thumb faces forward. There's an open print area here. You want to put the fat palm of your other palm. In your case, you're going to be left-handed versus right. So I'm going to put the fat part of my palm in there. Keep that thumb forward so that they're stacked on top of each other. That's a good solid grip. I've got my finger out of the trigger well because I'm not ready to shoot yet. I've got my muzzle pointed down range, which is a safe direction. Now I'm going to pull up and get into my stance and my sight alignment. I'm going to flip the safety off so it should be ready to fire whenever I'm ready. I could tell that wasn't going to work. Nor this one. The thing with a 22 in a semi-automatic is it needs to have enough velocity to blow this slide back. So not all ammunition has that type of velocity.
Right.
You really got to fine tune these things as to what's going to work. That's another reason why I don't, and most people don't recommend carrying a 22 for self-defense. We're going to go to what is one of my favorite guns. This is the PMR 30.
Here we go.
All right, let's put some ears on. Do a little test. I'm going to turn on the red dot. Put one in the chamber. I like the shooting. I'm going to go for one of those gongs over there, see if I can get it. So again, one of my favorite concealed carry guns is a .380 caliber because it's small, it has a nice size projectile to it, it's got some decent velocity, and they usually come in guns that are easy to conceal. They're lighter weight, they can fit. That's my summertime gun, you know. So
my summertime gun.
Summertime gun.
Have one for fall, winter, and spring.
I also, recommend either 380 or 9mm for most women because they do have less recoil to them. They're still very accurate. They're still very deadly with the right ammunition in them, and they will save you in that situation where you want to get somebody off of you. They're not a big kick to most of them, so that's why one of the reasons why I like this caliber, 380 or the 9mm, which we'll get to shortly. So we'll put a couple of rounds down range with this one. See if I can still remember how to hit anything. This is the back-to-back World War champs right here. It's called a 1911.
Yeah, buddy.
A lot of different manufacturers. Colt made it originally, or for the military, but John Browning invented this, applied for, and the patent was, he started on it about 1907, 1908. And there are some 1908s and 1910 guns that are very rare and very expensive these days. But the patent was granted on this particular design, this angle, this hammer style, the trigger style in 1911.
It's amazing how over a 110-year period, something like that never goes out of style. It's a go-to for so many people.
Yeah, and it's completely different. It's heavy. It acts, you can knock somebody out with it if you wanted to. It's different than the polymer guns that we've talked about, the Glocks and some of the other, the Skies and the Smith & Wesson, M&Ps and the Springfields. Those are all polymer guns. They're built out of plastic. And they're built out of plastic for a reason, not to say that that's bad. Because you want to carry them and they're lightweight and you want to cut as much weight. You want more weight in the bullets than you do in the gun that you're carrying typically. Gonna put a couple of rounds through this one here. Right now all I've got available are jacketed hollow points that I also got those from Dogwood Shooting Supply. So I'm not afraid to put self-defense ammo through this particular gun. We'll see what happens. But the difference between it is it has a double safety on it. It has what they call a grip safety. So that makes sure that your hand is on the grip and ready to fire. And then it also has a manual safety that blocks the hammer from falling forward.
On both sides, I might add.
Yeah, on both sides. So it's ambidextrous. So I think you might get a chance to shoot this baby. So let's go ahead and put our eyes and ears on. All right, let's see what we're doing with this gong out here. Let's see what the gopher's doing.
Is it time to get the granddaddy of them all?
It is. We've been waiting for this one all day.
I think so.
Again, we wanted to do this to have some fun. We wanted to educate the public on different calibers, different types of guns, and we've been able to put together those types of things leading up to this point. We talked about this particular gun in our segment.
Hold on.
About revolvers. So typically I'm a semi-automatic guy.
It's a nice sized case before you even get it out.
Right. So this is a wheel gun, as many would refer to it, or a revolver. This is a polished stainless steel Taurus in .44 Magnum. Not quite like the Dirty Harry guns, but it's a beautiful gun. There's a story. There's 3 guns that I'll never sell. This is the 3rd one.
I will tell you all that are here with us today, this is going to be loud.
Yes. Make sure we have our
extremely loud
hearing protection on. I'm going to go ahead and load this up. Make sure my ears and my eyes are in pretty good shape here.
Yeah, buddy.
Limiting factor on a revolver, typically 5 or 6 shots versus 8, 9, 10, 12, 30 for a semi-automatic. So again, not your best concealed carry choice. All right, I'm just going for the berm at this point.
Oh, you got it.
A little high. That should be all of them. You want to shoot it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do.
Just a couple of rounds, though. I don't need to fire off all 6. Wow. Wow.
So you're hitting halfway up the hillside now.
And I'm aiming low.
Yeah, so aim lower. There you go, not quite that low.
Not quite that low.
There you go.
There you go, brother. That's a trip, dude.
See how much grass it displaces?
You can cut your yard with that, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement. Whether they're still on the journey or already there, at SRG Financial we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, we're back on the trail here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV with our good friend, Mr. Bill Mulder. We're taking a little time to hang out on these I love these chairs, Bill. These chairs are so cool. We're here at Wilmore Lodge, historic Wilmore Lodge, where the only fact I really know for sure about this place, Bill, is that Harry Truman once stayed here.
That is true. And don't these chairs make you feel powerful? I want to sign legislation or decrees or something.
I want people bringing me things.
That's a good way to think about it.
Bring me food, bring me gold, bring me whatever. But yeah, these chairs are really nice, and there's kind of a cool story here that apparently they were originally, as it says, located at Arrowhead Lodge and found their way here. And yeah, really nice. I mean, this whole place is beautiful. To take the time, and they're doing some renovations on the outside of the building. They put new cedar shingles on the roof, and what a great smell when you walk up on that.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Story goes is, and I talked with Brian Vance from Ameren UE about this, they wanted to replace the cedar shingles with a synthetic shingle that holds up a little better. It looks the part, but as you can tell, I don't really think that that's something that the state or whoever is in charge of a historic building like that was all about, so they went with the cedar.
Yeah, they did the right thing, and now you have cedar. It's the original style, original type of construction. So I'm so proud of whoever made that final call, said, let's do it the right way.
Yeah.
And it's going to be gorgeous. This is a neat building to begin with, and it's got a good backstory to it, which is something that we don't know about. But we're going to learn about that today.
Sounds good.
When they were doing Bagnell Dam, they wanted to have a couple of buildings. This was known as a administration building, but it had rooms. It had a cooling system. It had a modern heating system. It had a call button service for the kitchen. It had servants' quarters. It was just set up nice. And all of the rooms in it were named after towns around the lake, like Zebra and Nonsuch, et cetera, et cetera. So if you were in your little room, You could hit the call button, it would go into the servants' quarters, into the kitchen, and they would see what you needed. But it was an administration building.
Well, now, you had also said there's a backstory to the backstory of where this building came from.
They, when they decided to build this building, a guy named Lambeau, who was an architect up in St. Louis, said, yeah, let's build this way. Now, this is an Adirondack-style building. Mm-hmm. So this would be the type of architecture you would see back east in the big woods, New Hampshire, Vermont. But he went with this design. But they went to Oregon, and they had these white pine logs cut down,
right,
peeled, meaning taking the bark off of them. You can see there's no bark on them, and formed and shaped. And then they put this building together out in Oregon, built it, numbered everything like a big jigsaw puzzle,
right,
tore it down, put it on a freight car, sent it back here, and it come all the way from Oregon to here, and then up the Bagnell extension, as they called it. There used to be a train line that stopped in Bagnell. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a whole different story.
Right.
And then they extended that on up to the dam for construction equipment. But this building and another one that's just down the road from us, so it's another part of the construction site, was rebuilt by the numbers, like a big puzzle piece. And this is what you have today.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful place. And it's still kind of set up, and we'll pan around and show some of the inside of the lodge. It's still kind of set up for the holidays. We've got this beautiful Christmas tree here. The fireplace, which I'd love to know where all that stone came from. I would imagine close by.
It's local. It is.
It's local
yes.
stone. It's a beautiful fireplace, the furnishings and everything. And, people can come by here, call ahead of time. I believe the number here is 573-964-1008. You can call, and they'll tell you when the lodge is available for you to take a tour. They have a museum here. This is just a phenomenal place, and we're going to take some time here to check it out. So, Bill, how about it?
I agree with you. And, folks, the best part of this, if you want to come here to tour the museum, the cost is nothing. This is free. This is it's a great museum. We've been to the Camden County Museum. We got Miller and Morgan still to do. Mm-hmm. But this is one of the premier museums here because it really does take you back into the construction of the dam. It talks about some of the towns that used to be here. And just the building itself is worth the time to get over here and see it. If you don't come here, you're really missing the trick.
Yes, you are. So we're going to take a look around and check it out. Why don't you come with us? Hey, we're continuing on the trail with our good friend and historian here at the Lake of the Ozarks, Mr. Bill Mulder. And as you can see behind us, we got a pretty nice looking old water tower there. Yeah. It's got a few years on it.
About 90.
Yeah. A little bit of mileage on the old water tower.
Right.
You just don't see that kind of design, obviously, anymore either.
It is rare. That's 1920s.
Let's talk about where we are and what the water tower is all about up there.
Well, if you are familiar with the area and you're coming from below the Bagnell Dam up to the top, or vice versa, you can go. It goes both ways.
Right.
This was where UE Village sat. Now, UE Village was a construction site. They had to provide housing for the folks that were coming here to build the dam. Now, this water tower was kind of front and center part of the whole complex. So there were houses all down through here. They had houses for families. They had barracks. There was about 2,000 workers here. Mm-hmm. And this was the center spot. And where the road is now, there's another road that is in front of us that Megan will grab a picture of here in a minute that went down to the dam, down to the construction site. But this is where you would stay up here. This is where you lived, and this is where you got fed. There was a store up here. There was a jail up here. There was a fire department. This was it. This was a modern city. Now, let's remember, we're talking 1929. They started construction in August of 1929. 4 months later, the Great Depression hits. Except nobody here notices.
Exactly.
Because they're making money hand over fist. But they did take care of people. They had the facilities to do it. They knew they had to have people here, and they needed the workers, but they needed a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
They even had their own school here because there were so many children here in those families. It overwhelmed the small country schools around here.
And I'm sure there were probably a few babies born during the time
There
that this
was
was
a
going
few,
on here.
right? And the nearest town was the town of Bagnall, now known as Camp Bagnall, but Bagnall, which is just downstream, back over behind us a ways. And we're going to sneak over there one of these days too and do a little shooting.
Probably.
But it's to understand the dynamic and what this done to the area is amazing. You're talking all agricultural land here. Nobody was prepared for what happened, and I think it blew a lot of people away. The residents that lived here went, "You're going to do what to where?" And then, why are all these people here? And who all are these people? Well, you've got 2,000 plus people that are here to build this structure.
So it was during the Depression, so I wonder how many people flocked from, like, say, St. Louis, Kansas City, some of the closer areas to see if they could come down here to find work.
It wasn't just St. Louis and Kansas City, it was nationwide.
Was it?
People were coming here to find a job. They did advertise, they had people coming here. It was an amazing time. And they had this thing done. They started in August of 29. In 31, May 31, you could navigate the Lake of the Ozarks. So think about all of the stuff that went on. The study took a little while to get prepared to make sure that they had the right rock base and everything.
Right.
But they didn't have to go through all the red tape that you would today. Yeah, you're talking 30, 40 years to put a structure in place. This was 10. But time from front, doing the study, making sure it was all there, to the end. This was the largest man-made, privately owned lake in the nation. And this still holds that title today.
I think it's interesting because you talk about the need for going through a lot of red tape in this day and age.
Right.
The environmental studies alone would have taken probably years for them to complete and added that much more time to the completion of the dam.
Well, in 1920s, the idea was, okay, fish are going to have water to swim in, let's build a dam. And did it have an impact on the fishery? Yeah, it was very, very difficult, especially on the paddle fish, because it cut off of their ability to swim upstream, and that's what they need. So this big sheet of concrete really stopped it. Did it change the dynamic of the environment here? Yes, it did. It changed her tremendously. And there's been, people have done the speculation, well, what if we take it out? Would it go back? No. It's irreparably changed. It will never go back the same. Even if you would take that sheet of concrete out, what's been flooded, all of that land up through there in that floodplain is changed forever. It will never be the same as it was pre-dam. But it's a heck of a nice lake. We love it here.
We sure do.
And it's one of the very, very few, but I think still owns the title of being still the biggest that you can build right on the lake shore.
Right, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a little time to let Megan get some of the beautiful shots from up here. The elevation just really enhances the beautiful view. You can see all the way down the Bagnall Dam Strip. You can see the Cliffside Center. You can even see back over into other parts of Osage Beach and more of Lake Ozark. But this is just a fascinating place, and some more of the great history that we're going to be covering along with our friend Bill Mulder on the trail here on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement, whether they're still on the journey or already there. At SRG Financial, we have a process, the mile marker formula. that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivering to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Time for our trip out to Ozarks Cat and Canine on What's Burnin' here on Lake TV. KB's Furry Friends, courtesy of our friends at our veterinary at the lake, Mary Miami Tilly. And today we're actually going to feature not one, but 2 cats. And that's, is that because they're kind of a set or?
Well, we're not requiring that they be adopted together, but they did come from the same home, and they seem to be quite friendly with each other. So it would be great if we could find a home for them at the same time.
Right. Now, these cats were part of a rescue. Kind of explain to us what happened here.
So this is Poinsettia. The one behind me, the orange boy, is Jack Frost. They came into us the week before Christmas, hence the name.
Yes.
So their situation was that there was an individual who passed away. And when the family went into the home to clean the home out and everything, they found a lot of animals.
Wow.
And there was around 30 some odd cats and quite a few dogs there. And so they called in a rescue to help. The rescue initially was afraid that all of the cats were going to end up being feral, outdoor cats, wouldn't be able to be handled. So they initially took them all in to be TNR'd, which is trap, neuter, release. And their plan was to either release them into another cat colony or find barn homes for them where they could be outdoors and not, indoor cats being handled. But when they met these 2, they were very friendly, and so they contacted us to see if we had space to take them in. But that is why you'll notice on Poinsettia and Jack, the tip of their ear is missing. That was done when they were spayed and neutered, and that is the universal sign of an outdoor cat that has already been fixed.
Well, that's good news then, that they are fixed. Poinsettia, as you can tell here, has no problem showing affection and receiving affection and giving a little love back. Jack Frost, on the other hand, he's a little bit different. He's a little bit more standoffish because I tried to pick him up earlier, was going to try to hold him in the shot. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with being picked up. So I guess Jack's more or less, You bring him home, he'll do what he wants to do. When he wants love, when he wants attention,
and
he'll come find you.
He does. It takes him a little while to warm up to people. During the time period that they were in our quarantine building, the people who were working with him every day, he did get used to them. So I think, given some time, he will adjust to his new home, and he is very friendly once he gets to know you.
Right. So these other cats that you had trap, neuter, and release, they just basically left them there, or how does that work?
I'm not sure exactly in this situation where the cats were let go at. Right. Typically with TNR, the goal is to there will be a feral colony somewhere, and they will trap the cats and then get them fixed, get their shots, and then release them back to where they were at. So because it can help control the population, can help take care of rodents and things like that. And then you're not going to be reproducing. So
that's the key. That's absolutely
exactly.
the key. Do we have any special restrictions or anything folks need to know about these cats as far as anything medically? They seem both like they're in relatively good shape.
They're both estimated to be about a year old. We think that they may have been the parents of some of the kittens that were there. There was a lot of younger ones in that situation.
What about the beautiful markings
no specific requirements on them, other than just somebody with Jack who would be patient and allow him to adjust on his own time.
And you'll probably see it in some of the footage that these two are kind of close. So maybe if you have room for one, you might have room for them both, because I think it might make Jack Frost getting acclimated a little bit easier if Poinsettia was close by. He's watching us over there, but still a little standoffish. At one point, like I said, they were both together, and you'll probably see some of that. So
a lot of times when I walk in this room, I'll see the two of them laying together up here.
Oh, there he goes. So he was just going to get down. Very unique markings. What type of a cat is this? Do you know?
She's a tortie. Tortoise shell is the coloring on her. The black and kind of orange or tan mixed. And torties are one of my favorite because they're always just everyone is so totally different and unique.
And Jack is your standard tabby?
Yep, orange tabby.
Orange tabby. Beautiful cats. And obviously, if you would like to adopt them, you can stop by the shelter. You can always call. You can go on their website. What is your website, by the way?
OzarksCatandCanine.com.
Very good. Check them out, and that has all of the information that they need to adopt. They can sign up right there.
On the homepage of our website, there's a link that says click here to view our adoptable animals, and they are both online. And then there's another link on the homepage for our online application.
Then what is the process if somebody, say, would like to adopt Poinsettia or Jack Frost, in terms of they fill out the application, and then what happens after that?
So when we're processing an application, we're going to look, one of the questions on there is if there's any other pets in the home. So if they do have other pets, then we want to contact their veterinarian, make sure that their other animals are up to date. If somebody rents, then we want to check with their landlord and make sure that they're allowed to have animals, if there's any restriction on the quantity or a lot of times with dogs, the size and the breed. Sometimes, different rental companies won't allow certain breeds of dogs and things like that.
And that's understandable, but of course, cats, dogs, kittens, whatever you like, it's all here at Ozarks Cat and Canine. And we'll be bringing you more of these beautiful animals. Right now, we're looking for a home for Poinsettia and Jack Frost. Maybe you can, as I said earlier, adopt them both and keep them together. We got more coming up here on What's Burnin'. Again, our thanks to our veterinary at the lake for presenting KB's Furry Friends.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly unlimited wash club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Jefferson City and Osage Beach.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Hey, as always, I want to thank all my guests for participating today, coming along for the ride, and thank you for joining us here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV. We do it we start with new shows every Thursday, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., 11 p.m. Make sure you check it out and make sure you take the time to frequent our great sponsors as well. Everybody over at SRG Financial Advisors, Carrie and the crew at Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, and our veterinary at the lake. We've got great sponsors and they'd love to see you, and they can help you out in a variety of ways. Hey, come on back next week. We're going to be talking with Teresa Walters. She is the CEO of US Vet Connect, trying to find jobs for vets. Our responsible gun ownership series continues, furry friends, and so much more. And it's all right here in one place. What's Burnin' on Lake TV.